Well, hello, this is Mike Jacko with Menria with another Flip It Friday video tip for you guys today. And I want to talk about the difference between a rental rehab and a fix and flip rehab, because there's a big difference. And for example, rental rehab, you might be able to get by with $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 in just cosmetic cleanouts, replacing the carpet, painting the house. But the mechanics and the roof and the kitchen and everything else might be livable as is. Whereas for a full-blown rehab, you're not going to be able to get by with that in most cases. You're still going to have to replace the kitchens and the bathrooms, maybe replace a roof. It might have 5 years left on it where you can get by with that on a rental, but on a flip, you're going to have to replace that roof now or you're just not going to sell the property. So the difference in the cost between a rehab for a rental and a rehab for a flip is dramatic. Like I said, $10,000, $15,000 for a rental property might be $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for a fix and flip. And when I'm out looking at properties, I'm always estimating my repairs based on the fix and flip, so the full-blown rehab, so that I can get down to my Mayo number, the maximum allowable offer for making my cash offers. But then when we start dealing with sellers that they're not bank or institutional sellers, where we can negotiate with them, maybe try to create some type of creative terms, then I'll come up with higher priced offers, but then they're going to include terms like seller financing, seller carrybacks, lease options, stuff like that. In those cases, when we're pushing the numbers up, the prices up, we're not going to be able to do a full-blown rehab and still have a profit margin in there. But we can also sell those properties on sweat equity or lease with the options, where then the tenant buyer is going to fix the property. And in that case, they're livable as is. So we might be able to get by with only having to do $5,000 or $10,000 or even nothing and passing that all on to our tenant buyer because the properties are livable. So the point here is, when you're out looking at your rehabs for properties, always estimate on the rehab, fix, and flip side of it. So a full-blown rehab, but then keep in mind, does it need a full-blown rehab? And then if you can get it with terms, even though you might have to pay a higher price, just sell it differently and not do the full-blown rehab. So with that, keep that in mind when you're looking at your next properties, and I'll see you guys back here next week.